but you always want to clear your weak side camps before your strong side, right? You always want to do 1, 2,
Mhm.
skip, go fight here, rather than
Yeah.
1, 2, go fight here. Okay, now I have to go back top side, but we didn't actually kill them, but I want to actually stay bot side. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
The game is in a losing situation, right? We're losing in this game. So this is where we have to really start to think about trading and minimizing and not matching. Because the three things I have is match, trade, and minimize. You want to match when you're stronger, you want to trade when you're weaker, and you want to minimize when there's nothing to trade. So if you have nothing to trade, right, minimizing is like making sure maybe you get your wolves and your Gromp while they're on Drake, so they can't do Drake and your bot side. Just before this video begins, I want to talk quickly about the Jungle Academy, guys. This is a program that if you are learning jungle or if you're looking to climb, I believe that this is one of the best resources for that. So just to highlight some of the things in the academy, we have in-depth champion guides, fundamental videos, just a bunch of resources, as well as you'll have the Discord access where we're answering some of your questions, daily coaching sessions, bunch of challenger jungle coaches. You just sign up here, you enter the coaching room, we'll review your VODs, and really just overall a strong sense of community. We have over 1,000 members in the Discord, in the academy. And if you want to see proven results like everyone else in the academy, send me a DM so I can see if you're a good fit for this program, or you can just click the link in the description below. And yeah, happy jungle gapping. You talk about a game plan which had a lot to do with getting other people ahead, right? Like, oh, if I part the top, I can get my Aurelia ahead and she can win the side lane. If I part the bot, it would be good to have my Ashe ahead because XYZ, whatever. And while this is this is okay, the number one thing you should be thinking about in a game plan is what gets
Getting
me
myself
ahead.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, like why are we pathing to top? Are we pathing to top to get Aurelia ahead? Or are we pathing to top because we think it's more likely that we can get a kill compared with this bot lane?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was thinking about.
So yeah, so that's good. But I really want to hear the words of I'm doing this because it gets me ahead. For example, if you said, oh, I don't really see any way I can get a kill this game, I'm gonna start Raptors and do like Raptor clear, right? That would be great. Or I see him starting Raptors and I don't think anywhere is really killable. I'm gonna full clear base and then attack his Raptors. That would be really, really good. So it's just much more about thinking about what or I'm gonna clear the top and I'm gonna double crap. That's good. Thinking about things that involve getting you ahead. Because this entire game, right? Yeah, this entire game was basically about you understanding as well that your team comp is scaling. So if the game is 0-0, it's winning, right? If you're literally just farming, and I think you fall into this trap of, I've got to do something, I've got to take something, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And really with this kind of team comp, you don't have to do that. Okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, just think about that as well. And then what ends up happening in this game is that, this game was very, very close, right, in the end. But imagine you hadn't felt like you had to do so much. Imagine if you were just a bit stronger in some of those fights, right? It would have been an easy game if you had recognized these things from the start. If we had maintained our agency in a losing game, which comes down to trading and minimizing, that dragon fight that you were here, instead of just like killing Annie and taking his top side. And then what you just said, you mentioned you died in the top side. That's all because we're just not recognizing these things ahead of time as well. Okay. And then like I said, the enemy are going to make a mistake. If you're in a losing game and the enemy team plays perfectly, should they win or should they not win?
They should win.
They should
play
win
perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not going to play perfectly, right? And so the only way that they can win without playing perfectly is if you just
Counter
throw. Like, yeah, exactly. Like if you feel like you have to do something, if you fight when you shouldn't fight, etc. So the main thing, yeah, we're just going to be looking at this game, looking at you getting as strong as you can, understanding that your comp outscales, maintaining your agency in the game. And then when the enemy team have that throw, and there's that fight mid that I'm going to talk about, you can just wipe the floor with them because you're strong enough in the game. Okay? That's what this game came down to. So let's go through it. So pre-game, right? Pathing to top is great, but it's for us. It's for the reason of that we think that we can kill Renekton. It's more likely.
as the only CC setup for
Precisely,
a
yeah.
gank 3/6.
Yeah, you could even tell me this game, like, for example, the Raptor start thing, or like, you know, that when you found out he started Raptors, like recall instantly attack his Raptors, like that would have been really good too. If you thought that top lane was like not a chance, right? That would have been
Mhm.
good. Um, but no matter what you do, it's about you. You can adapt your like, you know, playing through one of your weaknesses you said is figuring out playing through a strong lane. You don't decide that level 1. You have a good idea. So if you have Kalista Nautilus in this game, or like Kai'Sa Nautilus, like that thing that we talked about, you have a good idea that you should play around them, right? Because they are strong from level 1. But it's not like you're playing for them to get strong. You're playing because they are strong, you can get strong. That you can play off them. Okay? When you're playing
Mhm.
something like Viego, you gotta just think like that, like in a carry mindset. So we see him on Raptors, right? So we know that's 4 minutes. So we could technically full clear, see that nothing's happening top, recall, and go to his Raptors. That'd have been a great play. The Agurin.
Mhm. Skip. Scuttle.
Yeah, even skip Scuttle. I mean, obviously, like, if you could get Scuttle and get this, I'm just talking about, like, oh, maybe Renekton has, like, push or something, right? And it's like,
Mhm.
but in this case, you didn't. I'm just giving you, like, the idea that would
Yeah.
be playing for yourself. In this case, right, you have push top. You should go for everything here. You should be really, like, wanting everything. You should be wanting this, and you should be wanting this, and you should be wanting this, which you did, which was good. You did talk about his Raptors. You talked about, you know, whatever he comes here, he flashes. It's okay.
That was. I don't know why he did that. That was awful.
Yeah. Much more important things to talk about in this game. But this is just the main thing. The pregame is what I wanted to go
Mhm.
over.
Yeah.
So also in your clear, right? So because we know he started Raptors, I kind
Mhm.
of want you to be, I mean, Ash also hawkshot him here. So it's pretty unlikely he's going to gank anywhere. What I would still like is like, for example, after your clear, right? Around when you finish red, I would also like you saying, pinging danger here, danger,
Mhm.
danger maybe mid after the full clear, and then ping Zac in the chat. Or danger, danger, and then danger ping Aurelia, for example. I want everyone to know in this game where the
Where
Zac
Zach
is.
is.
Yeah, I want you to, but I don't want you to just ping like, I don't want you to just spam ping danger here. Because to the game, that doesn't mean anything. Ping once on the map, like danger here, Zac here, and then in the chat, Zac, Zac. That's how you ping properly. Where he
Okay.
is, who's in danger, who it is, Zac. Okay, so
Okay.
that's a little early game focus that I have here. Actually, no, it's not, but I'll add it. Yeah, more of a habit actually. I'm gonna call it the 3 ping, so you remember that it's not just pinging mindlessly.
Mhm.
Okay, so here as well, right? So I just noted down here that once you take this scuttle, if you have time, so do you think it's likely that Zac, after you kill this scuttle, will try and go for your Gromp? I know that's not
After
impossible.
I after I kill the scuttle, I
Right here,
don't
if you
believe he
smite
will.
this, do you think your Gromp is under danger?
No.
So would it be better, right? I'll give you two things, because we've all been in this situation before as jungle, okay? There's 2 options
Mhm.
here. Because you have smite, you should the reason why you should instantly smite and base here is because 8 seconds to base, 20 seconds or 25 seconds to walk here. The thing is
Mhm.
that you're going to be waiting here if you go here right now, which is what happened, right? You smite it, you walk
It's
here,
not
and then you wait.
up. Uptime's not
But you could be using
efficient.
those extra 10 seconds where you're waiting here for your
Yeah.
base. The only reason you would do this is if you fear the enemy will either invade or you just run straight here and you're already hitting it.
Mhm.
Okay, because you're not using up your tempo efficiently by not basing here. Even if you don't have like the 1200 axe, it's still better to do this, to just base, double longsword, dagger, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, there's no way for Zach to take this. He has no flash. I've read.
Yeah,
And
I
he
mean,
can't
it's just
really.
very
And my bot has push.
extremely unlikely that he'll try and do it. Because he also is guessing here,
Yeah.
right? If you think about it from his perspective, he's like, well, I saw Viego cross into the bot side. Do I just gamble 50-50 and just like ruin my tempo completely on this? No.
Hmm.
There's a chance, of course, but yeah. Okay, so 5:30 to 7 minutes was a very kind of interesting situation. So you've just done another full clear here. And initially you wanted to base, which I think was good. I think you canceling here was a little bit, it was a little bit odd because I know that you have nothing to do bot side, but you still just
Hmm.
want to get your base. And like, I don't see any kind of, maybe you're looking at the top side fight. Renekton's also going to hit 6 soon. Irealia's going to hit 6. So this is like a timer here where top lane may get very volatile, but
Hmm.
you should just kind of not cancel and go. You should just maybe cancel and start recalling again. Like the recall trick, right? Where you recall, then you cancel, and you recall again, and then they start fighting and you
Hmm.
go. If they don't start fighting, you just base.
Yeah.
I think this turned out to be okay because Zach cleared the Drake. So this is fine. You take one camp and then you immediately base. This is good. Yep, is this all good? Zach shows here. So even when someone shows here like this, I want you to ping danger, 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 Zach. Even if he shows on a wall.
My Aurelia could 100% get
Get
dove
dove.
here.
Yeah, she could. And she is not, I'm telling you this right now. I'll show you why laners are not as aware as a jungler. Because right here, you have nothing to look at, right? So when Zach shows on this ward, let me show you Aurelia's perspective, literally, okay? Let me show you when he shows her. Her perspective is right here, like this. This is Aurelia's POV right now. She's not looking here at
Needing to
all.
last hit this cannon.
Exactly, she's
Like,
last
not
hitting, she's
looking
trying to
at
land
map.
skill shots, she's trying to Q. I'm not joking. That's why you, even if they show on a ward, you just ping anyway. Because she just took the worst trade of her life, and that's why she gets stoked.
Yeah, and that, yeah.
Right? Obviously that could happen anyway, even if you ping, but you're reducing that chance. And this is like a little bit where, obviously this W was a misclick or whatever. This is a little bit where this is an overplay for what we were talking about in terms of this. Like the game is winning right now, by the way, super hard. Because as you recognize later on in this game, you nearly won this game with like an insane gold deficit. 7k gold deficit and soul. And you still nearly won. So like imagine we just recognize this from the start and we don't let this opportunity happen.
Not needing to force this because we outscale.
Yeah, their champs are just OP. Like Renekton is at his strongest point, literally in the game. He's going to turn into a chicken nugget in about 10 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Renekton's he's pretty fierce if he gets ahead. But like, imagine you just take Crab here and you just let this go. Now, I can see myself even going for this, right? But what we just have to really realize is that we were just kind of too late here. And our champs...
if we were at them at the tower, it would have been a much better...
Yeah. Now this situation,
6 Kassadin.
This guy can't get involved. It's very easy watching from this POV, right? That I'm looking at right now. Yes, it's very easy, of course. But the point is, you recognize this ahead of time, and you're like, game is pretty winning. Actually, my Irelia just living there, that's pretty good. I can just get this crab and then cross and maybe take his raptors or just cross to my bot side. That's also really great. And like, we're just winning. So you do want to play off of this, right? When they dive here, you do want to play off this. And you do, if you were here right now, of course, I would be telling you, yes, react, like, fight. You know, whatever. Okay, maybe this wasn't even possible. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to go on about this point, but it's just that idea of it. Okay? And obviously, you need to also play this a lot better. You can't just use all your abilities and then walk into a Renekton.
Yeah, I believe that the Zach was going to just path into the brush.
Yeah.
So I preemptively casted my W, but walked the other way, and I threw my E on...
That's a habit that I've also noted down. You tend to use W first instead of using when you can. If so, you should always E, walk up, smite, not in this case, but like walk up QW, Q auto, W auto, Q auto. should be like, unless they are face checking you. So unless you're sitting in this bush charging W like this,
Mhm.
and then Wing, that's fine. If you're Wing from Fog of War, so they're like running past you like this and you W like this, that's fine. But if someone's just here and you can E along this wall and then walk up in Q and attack them, you wouldn't W here first. You wouldn't W short
Mhm.
W here and do that, you know what I mean? And that's something that you were
Yeah.
doing kind of a lot. But I think in saying that, talking about mechanics, I think the mechanics are not the reason why, it's not going to be the reason that stops you from getting GM. It's like this brain stuff that's going to stop you, and maybe a bit of like I don't know, a lot of the time it's just it feels like you need to do something when you don't, is going to stop you, which all players kind of like face that issue. Okay, so yeah, so from that point up until 7 minutes, yeah, this is okay. The next time slot we have is 8:50. Yeah, so you just full clear here, which is yeah, this is good. All right, all good. And you know, in these kinds of games as well, right? I know you didn't really have any chances to get Drake this game, but like you can also think, well, if I have a trade like Grubs for Drake in this game, that's really good for us, right? Because you just give yourself that extra 5 minutes here of before they get soul. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's also really good to deny Drake when you're on this side. Okay, so when you just hit a pink ward, you just got to cancel. Right? You can't do this.
Yeah, because then Renekton and you're gonna walk here.
Look at enemy's POV. Tell me what you would be thinking or what you would be pinging as the Zac here. I've gone for a bot gank. I've sinned a little bit. Look at his pings, right? He's like pinging ward. Yeah. He's pinging like people to check. Even Annie's just like, okay, she gets cancelled because this guy's like spam pinging. Because you're on a ward. If you're not on a ward, they won't really be. Their bot lane or these guys, sorry, they're not their bot lane. Their soul lanes will not move here. Even if Zac was pinging, or maybe they will actually. But you know what I mean? You'll just get these if this wasn't warded. Which is also why it's important to sweep in as you walk in. Yeah, but just don't waste time on it. It's the main thing. Okay. On the blue.
Just
either scuttle and leave. Yeah, you can get scuttle because you have time to do it. Of course, everything is depending on, you know, where people are moving and stuff like that. Okay, next point. So there was a really big greed round which I wanted to talk about. Here again, I think this is okay because you had your Sona here. But again, it's like, yeah, this is what I would call like minimizing, right? So this was really good that we didn't just fight here. This was very, very good. We just leave. Because again, Annie's stronger than Kassadin. You're stronger than Zac. Or Zac is still pretty OP early, to be honest. I would consider him an early game champ, especially around this time because he has, you know, 4 points in his E. Pretty OP champ. Okay, so the next big point is just this big greed round here at 12:30. So we'll just take a look at it really quick. So this is after something happened topside. You got something good here. And so this is where you should not base. This is where you should not base to spend 1200. This is where you should do the big greed round. Plus, you also kind of want to part the bot anyway because you had just done that bot lane 2v2 kind of thing here. And you burn the Nami's flash or something like that. Actually, no, you didn't burn any sums. But I think at this point as well, you can start to think, well, Renekton is kind of OP. I actually have more chance now of getting a kill bot side, you know, with Ashe ult and Sona ult. So not only is this greed very good, but you also want to part the bot. So here I would just stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just full clear. You were still in that mode of like base, go here, like you were still in this structure, but you need to know when to break it here. And your camps are here and everything perfectly lines up.
If I'm pathing, what I'm doing here is just basing, walking back bot. The next play is going to be around top side, and Renekton is 5-1 with like 2 items, so I can't. Not even like a 2v1. So.
That's the biggest factor in it. But let's just say top and bot were even chances of getting kills. I would still tell you to greed here, because recalling just next to camps is like not very good. You want to recall when all your camps are down because it's the most effective way to use your time, right? That's the most effective way. Your camps are spawning while you're basing and buying and running out of base. So it's kind of bad unless you had like a lot of gold here, right? Where it's going to like change the outcome dramatically of something. You should just stay here.
Okay.
Okay. And so yeah, you even if you like, yeah, piling to bot here, I found this to be a little odd for your whole clear, because now, yes, we do want to fight around bot, right? But the problem is that we're gonna end up having to go here anyway, or comes down to like the weak side, strong side thing, which I don't think we need to go into more, but you always want to clear your weak side camps before your strong side, right? You always want to do 1, 2, skip, go fight here. Rather than 1, 2, go fight here. Okay. Okay, now I have to go back top side, but you know, we didn't actually kill them, but I want to actually stay bot side. Does that make sense? Like you prefer to stay bot side here, but you have to go top side now. Yeah, and you also show as well, right? So it's like, yeah, you think your Zax's on your top side now, which leads you into trying to go into his bot side, which is obviously a flip, a little bit of a gamble. He also cleared his... When did he actually clear this? Yeah, he already cleared his weak side, and then he moved to your top side here. Right, is that what happened? No, he came back. Tracking him was hard because he did Raptors, so we didn't really... It wasn't really easy to track him at this point.
He just E'd through and just stayed on the map.
Yeah, he just didn't go to your side. But this is all a cause of this back here. You recognize that now, right? This is all a cause of like, even back here.
Because I didn't greed, then...
Yeah.
If I did greed, then I wouldn't be worried about my top camps at all. They'd be down.
You would just clear them, and then you would play, and you would spend more time on the strong side. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we actually get into like the kind of the more important stuff, which is what really, like, you know, obviously we're not doing too bad, right? We're not overforcing too bad. The game is in a losing situation, right? We're losing in this game. So this is where we have to really start to think about trading and minimizing and not matching. Because, you know, the 3 things I have is match, the 3 fundamentals. Match, trade, and minimize. You want to match when you're stronger, you want to trade when you're weaker, and you want to minimize when there's nothing to trade. This is how it works. So if you have nothing to trade, right, minimizing is like making sure maybe you get your wolves and your Gromp while they're on Drake. So they can't do Drake and your bot side. You know what I mean? That's minimizing. Or minimizing is sitting at your tier 2, defending some minions so they don't get like 2 towers. They only get 1 tower. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in these next points. So at 1710, this is exactly what happens. So here when you want to, this is matching what you're doing right now, right? You going here like this, going to the bot side here, is, well, it is also minimize. Like minimizing would be like defending the tower, right? Or like getting these camps quickly, but there's nothing to really like do here, right? We should just be thinking, this is lost. Let's trade this tower. Let's kill whoever's on this lane, and let's try and go for these camps, top side. That would be trading, right? That would be trading this objective. And that's what we should be doing here. Because we're just trying to maintain our strength until that team fight comes up, which happens here.
Yeah.
So if there was nothing good to trade here, minimizing would be fine. But you want to make them really work for it. And like this tower right now, this Renekton, he's probably just diving 3 of you here. But look what you do here, right? Right? I know you're trying to block. You're trying to like, maybe you were trying to minimize here. But sometimes minimizing can also get you into this situation. So it would have been much better off here if you look top, right? Look at this lane. Because the enemy will not play perfectly. You kill this guy. You take this tower. You look for top camps. That's what you do here. Because you know that situation is coming up. So what's the next one? 1830? We use our move bot side. Yeah, so now because you use that move here, right? I know that these camps are only just spawning now. But, you know, because we use that move here, like, that's the move we have. We can't go for more now. Because the tempo now is even. They've already, like, it's like, you have to think about the game like this. They use their move for Drake here. We use our move to kill Annie and maybe take blue. Finish. That's 1 for 1. You can't go like, if you use a second move here, they can easily be here, right? And I know you maybe also be assuming, oh, he's on my bot side. But as soon as you see someone then, you have to like dip completely. Like you have to be out. So when you see Nami here, what does that mean?
That Zax's coming also.
Probably. Yeah. I know it's not like guaranteed information again. You can also like try and get your Aurelia to check these camps as well, but Nami being here's the tell. Them pinky
Yeah,
warding
I
this
don't
is the
think
tell.
them. Yeah, if the Nami can't walk up there that far unless someone else is really close to her.
I mean, she can, but it's a good it's a good idea like that someone is behind her. So as you can see, yeah, they use their move there. Now they move to this side, and now you get punished harder for this because you can't now minimize and like gate out here and take this. Now they have it.
Mm-hmm.
You miss out on so much. You miss out on so much here because of this death. This death was actually really impactful because you had so much to farm right now, right? You have so many camps to farm to minimize. So if we did those two things, right? If we or even I mean the top thing earlier was just a big throw. But let's just take, for example, we didn't do the top play when we tried to kill the Renekton and we got one shot. We didn't do the match play here. We greeted that round, so we got more farm. We didn't die that round, so we got more farm again here. How much stronger would we be in this game? Like way stronger, right?
I would probably have an extra 1,000.
Yeah, and like a level or something
probably.
like that. So that's essentially what it comes down to. You're trying to do all those things to maintain agency in a losing game. And so when the enemy make a mistake, for example, this fight, you still were able to win this fight, right? Because the enemy is making a mistake, but you would just be like, look at the enemy here. Like what, you know what I mean? Like when they do this stuff, like this is the mistake you're waiting for. You know? So you just got to remember this kind of
just minimized the entire time, and then they had made this play and then
that's the difference between you
much easier.
Yeah, that is the difference between you and like a challenger jungler. Like he would just know, hey, this game does actually, like I just have to play with the cards up in dealt here, which is Sona and Kassadin, which means I'm not really going to be able to do all these crazy plays early because I have weak lanes. However, if I just maintain my agency until Kassadin and Sona actually get strong, and I minimize and I trade, and I'm like just as strong as the enemy, but on the losing side, then that means they can get to this fight and I can just carry it. Because again, your mechanics are not the reason. And so plenty of moments in this game, like Viego moments, right, where you could pop off and carry. You just need the brain of the operation.
Yeah.
I think here you should also just prioritize. I think this is a bit risky, right? I think whenever you ace the enemy team, just think of like, just try and be like a farm vacuum, right? And so like, really like walk in here, look for this camp, look for this camp, look for this wave instead.
Yeah, right after.
And then look for your camps.
Right after the Renekton takedown, I think I can just take his Raptors. If his Croaks aren't up, take bot wave.
Yeah. You just want to be a farm vacuum. Yeah. You literally just want to be a farm vacuum depending on how much farm on how much gold you have. So if you have like a lot of gold here, which you do, then in that case, you would want to just base and have tempo for when your team spawns. But currently you have 26 seconds to do whatever you want. As long as you're running out of base with your gold spent when ashes, you can do whatever you want here. That's your timer, okay?
Yeah.
Your timer is Ash running out of base. So what actually ends up happening here as well for your tempo is that does not happen, right? You take Arakan, you still need to base, but now your team is like ready. But you do get Arakan, which is okay. Like it's worth it, right? But you just have to recognize now that you and Kassadin's tempo is really bad. So if fighting here again will be really, really bad.
Yeah, I just
you want to try and get your.
In this position, I thought the gold lead was a lot bigger on their side than it was ours.
You can see it's not.
I felt the need to take Otacon was kind of like, I think the Otacon was fine, I still thought they were like 4 or 5k up on us.
I think you just need to base when Kassadin bases here. You see this? Like Kassadin really wants to base, so you also want to try to not like if you base with Kassadin here, I think it's all good. I think if you're running out of base now, then you take the gate. Now you're taking red. Like it's just kind of important that you're here now and you have gold.
Because then we both could have been out of base here with a buy and probably could have killed Renekton.
Yep, trying to sync up your tempo, exactly, yeah. But I think this is still fine. Like in a losing game as well, I don't know if you're familiar with the uptime, downtime thing, but it doesn't...
Yeah.
It's not as relevant, uptime, downtime. It is still relevant, right? You still want to match tempo lines. Like your tempo line can just be like here, you know, your team's tempo lines are just here, which is fine. You still want to match this. But it's much more about like, you know, like I said before, like trading and minimizing when you're losing. Whereas uptime when you're winning is really important to play. And again here, right? If your team ints, this is just due to your team being desynced. Sona bases, but she's kind of here, but now she's running topside. 0 point to fight this, by the way. So when you do have like a good comeback play, remember, it's still better that you go late game here. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you know your cast and your Sona still need more time. The longer, the better. So like if Ashe just dies here and gets caught, you don't need to feel like now is the time to make a heroic play to use what you've just done. It's not. It's still minimized time here. So just let her die.
I think I could have lived here also if I went towards our base rather than to the left.
Yeah, so too much bleeding again. There's going to be these moments, right? These bleed out moments. This is a bleed out moment. This is a bleed out. Well, this is just 2v2, but this was kind of a bleed out moment. Bleed out moment. Bleed out. Well, this was even. Oh, this is the fight that we won. But yeah, there's going to be what I like to call like bleed out, which is like you want to really like weather the storm. And again, whether or not your team is inting or not, as long as you maintain your strength. Again, that was another round here that you're dead, but you could just be farming a bunch of waves.
Yeah.
You know? I think your CS could be like 50 higher this game. Maybe even more.
Yeah, especially with greeting and then with that Otacon play around there and then taking waves. I could be easy like 50, 60 CS up.
So then, you know, then it gets to this fight. What happens in this fight? I actually kind of was writing notes at this point.
Sona got caught. I made a bad decision. The Zac dives, we one-shot the Zac. I need to eat backwards, or just ults the other way.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not... Zac passive, maybe?
Not as... I mean...
I shouldn't dive in there.
Yeah, it's just Renekton still has his time in the sun, you know? Like, he's still really strong. So... Again, yeah, your team, like, honestly, like, Cassian 16 is the threshold, and Sona, like, 3 items is the threshold that you're actually looking for. But yeah, I think everything else is, like, again, this is just one-off game, right? This is a game that's just a drop in the ocean. What's really, really important is that, like, we just think about pretty much this, the overall things for future games. I'll send you all these notes.
Okay. Just playing for the scaling, because if the game goes even, then we win. Since we outscale
mindset shift. Mindset shift. Mindset shift. Just remember these things. When you have the winning team, like for example, the game where you had the Kai'Sa Naught, right? It's the opposite, right? It's not. I'm not telling you that you need to overforce in those games. I'm not telling you do Dragon no matter what. It's still the same thing. The same things apply. You will have more opportunities is the difference. You know what I mean? Like you will have more opportunities to make plays, to make dives, to make ganks. Whereas in this game, you don't have those opportunities because you are on the weaker side. That's the difference. It doesn't mean blindly force. And as you can see, right, for the enemy, if you're on the Zac's team, this is how you must do this to win, you know? To give yourself the best chance to win. You must do this. Because this is coming.
They recognize they get outscaled, so their win con is soul.
Exactly. Yeah. Their win con is soul. Their win con is grouping. Their win why do you think Renekton is kind of flipping sides? Yeah, where did they do that flip play?
We got like 4 towers, I think, or something.
Was it? Oh, I can't remember. It's when you died. Yeah? Yeah. Like, why do you think they're flipping sides like this and just, like, grouping here? You know what I mean? Because they need to get the game going. You know, they need to use their lead as they have it, yeah, before it's too late. But yeah, of course, again, I want to stress that there is a fine line, right, between like overforcing and just playing when you are stronger.
Mm-hmm.
These plays, right? Example. Zach's trying to use his lead, but then Renekton goes bot, and Annie's in base. He's playing uptime, right? If you think about uptime, downtime, he's playing uptime when his team is not here.
Nowhere. So, and it's 3v5 or 3v4.
So this could be an easy... This could be a trap that you fall into. Oh, we need to snowball. I need to take his enemy camps. But guess what? It's not the right timer because of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up here.
All right.
I'll send you those notes. But I'm glad that we had that kind of game after talking about